Hi fellow reefers, this is Eddie of Eddie's Reef Aquaria. Today's video I'm going to dedicate it to water flow. I'm going to explain what I have, which is the MP10, and the modification that I did when I initially set up the Nuvo 40 when it came to the actual pump. So I'm going to talk about water flow, and you might be guessing, why did I get a screen top? Well, there's a surprise. I got firefish, which are known to be jumpers, but not only a regular firefish, but a purple firefish. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it is a beauty. And I also got another coral from Worldwide Corals, Montipora digi, a red digi, which is in the process of acclimating, and I have it right down here. So we'll talk a little bit about them, but as you know, the routine, people that follow me, then I'll go ahead later on, the following weeks, I'll do a video on the firefish and a video on the Montipora. So let's take a deep dive and check it out. Hold on. Okay, so I'm briefly going to explain what current or water flow, shall we call it, that I have in this actual tank. Of course, as I mentioned before, for this type of tank and the length of it, an MP10 is more than enough. You really actually need one MP10. Right now, I have it ramped up at 90%, and I have it on Reef Crest mode. And for this tank, that's more than enough. Really, there's no necessity to actually put another MP10 on the other side. Now, here's what the first modification that I did when I got this tank from the stock pump, which throws 528 gallons per hour, I changed it to a CJ 2.0, which is actually 568 gallons per hour. So what's coming out of those two exhausts, or outlets, shall we call it, is a heck of a stream. Matter of fact, if you look at the water, the actual surface of the water, there's a lot of agitation, which actually is the oxygen exchange, which is what you're looking for on any of these reefs. So what's happening here is that actually the MP10 throws the water in this direction, of course. If I was to put, like, let's say SPS, which, as you notice, I have a little one over there, and some other ones, it would be phenomenal, because SPS, especially Acropora, need a lot of water flow, or water current, shall we call it. So what's happening in this tank is that the flow hits, it goes through all the corals that I have so far. Of course, as I get more and as these corals grow, the logic behind that is that water current and water flow will actually change. It'll diffuse. But now we have the water going and hitting the glass. Now what's happening that I've noticed when I actually feed is that it goes down. The flow actually goes down, and it actually comes down. I mean, if you look at the Goniopora here, you'll see that there's a lot of current. It actually flows down, and it comes down, down, down this way, and you can appreciate that by looking actually at this non-photosynthetic Goniopora. You'll see how it actually behaves. That's the current that's hitting here, coming down, and going out this way. And you also can appreciate it when the pump actually picks up the complete cycle, the circulation. You can see it also on this photosynthetic Goniopora, how it's actually moving. And those are the indicators that you'll see the actual water flow. Now, I thought I'd show you this. I went ahead and bought them way back. I haven't used them, but I went ahead and I bought by Aqua Gadgets, which is also Innovative Marine, the spin stream. Okay, what these do is they actually, I would replace the exhaust and I would put these. And matter of fact, let me show them to you. Okay, here we are. Shall we call it a little mini unboxing? Okay, these spin streams the logic of them is you go ahead and you put them, you take the exhaust outs, the outlets, and you place them. There's adapters that come with it. Let me show you that. You have different adapters that you could actually place to either take them out, like let's say, here, let me show you. Like if you were to put this adapter, the spin spring won't be as close to the back as it is now. It will actually protrude more out. And then you have this other adapter, which would be it'd be closer to the back. Okay, what this actually does, the mechanics of this is, as you're noticing, with the water coming in here, it actually, I can't show it because, you know, I don't have it hooked up. But what it does is this actually rotates. It rotates at, as you notice here, it'll start to rotate at different angles, and it would give a water current of doing this. So it actually would give more current, also combating the MP10. Now that would be like a storm inside, to be honest with you. At the present time, as I said before, I bought 2 of these, but I really haven't used them. I don't find the need because there is a lot of current in there. Now, if I see in the future that I'm planning to get, of course, more corals as I go along and they start to grow, and I see that they need more flow, then I'll go ahead and install these. I have 2 of these. I bought them in pairs. So one would go there, the other one there, and they'll actually rotate, and you'll get a combination of water combined with the MP10. Another observation that you can do, if you look closely, is the cloth polyps. They're also moving quite a bit, and then the Nephthia or Cineraria, whichever you want to call it. So there is an indicator of the amount of current that I have here. So at the present time, be honest with you, I really don't need more water flow in this tank as we speak. Okay, now I went ahead and I opened the app for the Ecotech Marine, and I went ahead, I went into the Vortech, and I thought I'd show you guys the setting that I have. As you notice here, it says Reef Crest. I have it at 90%. So this that you're seeing here, what it means is I have it all the way for 24 hours. Now, if I go here and I click on it, you're gonna see something here. Okay, once you hit this, then there it's showing you that I have it for 24 hours. And then the duration, you know, that I have, you can actually change the speed as you go along. And here, as you notice, I have it on Reef Crest. This, I could have changed it to anything, but I have it, you know, to any other of the templates, shall we call them. But I have it there, Reef Crest, which is the most common one that is actually used. And now I thought I'd show you the little coral that I got from Worldwide Corals. It's a Montipora Digi Red. Now you must be wondering, well, what's going on here? You know, with a plug, and I see another one on the back. Well, here's what happened. You see it there, and then you see another little piece there. What happened is when I went ahead and I purchased this little frag, when I brought it over to start to acclimate, because as you must be aware, and I've reiterated this, is very important, I acclimate everything, even corals and inverts. What happened is I found out that it actually broke. The coral, the original frag was right there. You see that little spot? It actually kept going, but it actually broke. So what I decided to do was I said, wait a minute, you know, what's going to happen now? Help! You know. So all I did is I went ahead and I prepared some epoxy and BSI, and so I went ahead and, as you notice, next to the side, I went ahead and I glued the top portion of that digi. So now what's going to happen is, if all goes well and it starts to grow, I'll actually have two. I'll have this one growing and spreading out, and then I'll have that little piece, which was actually the beginning of it, to actually grow. Now, if you follow me and you go back to other videos, you notice that I have done numerous videos on these type of corals. And you might be saying, well, Eddie, why are you going to do another one? Well, unfortunately, I haven't had luck with the other Montipora Digi Red. And this is one of my favorite corals, to be honest with you. But I think I'm going to have a better chance at it this time, because as you go along and you this is a learning process, and no matter how many years I've been in this hobby, but there's always something new coming out. And as you must be aware, for all of those out there, either beginners, intermediate, or advanced, when you start to keep like in this case a mixed reef, but when you start to go into SPS, acros, and all that, specifically those, they actually need a little amount of phosphates and nitrates. And what I was doing is, this tank was actually sterile. My nitrates were on 0, my phosphates were always on 0. So that was one of the reasons contributing that I couldn't keep mainly SPS, but mainly acros, and mainly like these Montes. So now that I'm remedying that, and when it comes to the protein skimmer, I used to have it 24/7. Now I'm only putting on my protein skimmer at night. And there he is. Hey, there is a photo op. There you go. He's a gorgeous fish, to be honest with you. Whoop. That's what they're known for. They'll all of a sudden go straight up and jump. But here she is. I went ahead and fed a little more. What I'm doing, if you saw my previous video last week, when I talk about algae and all that, I did find out that, as you must be aware from my previous video, that pellets, which is what I was feeding all these fish, it's more concentrated, and I really wasn't feeding just what they ate, but some was left over, so that actually would cause algae. So I'm trying this experiment. I'm only feeding daily just frozen foods, but a little tiny bit, and see what actually happens to control the little green algae that I have. I am noticing some improvement, to be honest with you. So everything's going as planned. So I'll let you guys know actually how all this that I've explained on the previous video, what's going on and the improvement. Well, there it is. I hope you enjoyed the video, and the firefish came out. If you liked the video and found it educational, hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Now, next to the channel button, there's a little bell. That's the notification button. So if you do that, every time I upload a video, you'll be the first ones to be notified that I did so. So like I say at the end of all of my videos, happy reefing, stay safe, and until next time, bye-bye.